Good morning, students of standard 12th. Today we are going to study topic population from chapter 13, organisms and population. Population. It is a specific community which survive in a geographical region and interbreed. So students, population actually is a specific community which survives in a geographical region and further interbreed. So students, population is actually a collection of huge number of similarly appearing organisms which dwell at a particular region and further reproduce among them. So students, if you concentrate here on this picture, then you can understand easily that there are huge number of similarly appearing organisms who are living in a particular area and are further reproducing, that is, are further inbreeding. So students, this collection of organisms who survive together and further reproduce together at a particular area or particular place are called as population. The important criteria for determining population are birth rates, mortality rates, and per capita birth and death. So students, the most important factors which determine the population are the birth rates, mortality rates, and further the birth and the death which is taking place in a particular area in a particular period of time. So students, the increase or the decrease of the population or the fluctuation of the population will basically depend upon the birth rate, the mortality rate, and the per capita birth and death. Birth rates. It is the number of organisms which take birth in a specific area. So students, birth rates are actually the number of organisms which takes birth in a specific area. So students, the number of organisms which is taking birth in a particular area, these are called as the birth rates. So students, if you concentrate on this picture, then you can easily understand the number of newborn in a particular area. So students, here you can notice then in a particular area so students, you can easily understand here that the number of the birth is increasing and is decreasing also, that is fluctuating in a particular area, and this fluctuation of the newborn in a particular area is called as the birth rate. So students, the total number of newborns in a particular area in a particular period of time is called as the birth rate. Mortality rate. It is a number of organisms which deceased in a geographical area. So students, mortality rate is actually the number of organisms which expired in a particular area, and this is called as the mortality rate. So students, here in this picture you can easily notice that the newborn was not able to survive, and if we count the total number of deceased newborns in a particular area, then that will be designated as the mortality rate. Per capita birth and death. It is the total birth and disease in a specific region. So students, per capita birth and death is actually the total number of newborn along with the total number of expired or deceased newborns in a particular area in a specific period of time is called as the per capita birth and death, and which also plays a very important role in determining the growth and the population of a specific geographical area. In a specific region where biomass of a specific organism is more considerable than the enormous number of other organisms, then population of organisms with more biomass is only considered. So students, in a specific region like forest, where the biomass of the specific organism, that is the plants, is more considerable than the number of the organisms, which are the animals, which are comparatively lesser, then the population of the organisms with more biomass, that means with more area covered by the organism, will only be considered. So students, the concept of the biomass we can understand with the help of this picture, where you can easily notice that the tree is having huge area covered. So students, this is the huge area which the tree is covering, and this is the biomass of the tree. So the biomass of the tree being more in comparison to the lesser number of animals will be considered as the main basis of population. So students, in this example we can say that the population of tree is more in a forest in comparison to the organisms or animals which are there also present in the forest, but they are lesser in number and even their biomass is very less. Students, now let's discuss an important question. What are the criteria for determining a population? The following are the criteria for determining a population: birth rate, mortality rate, and per capita birth and mortality of a specific geographical area. Thank you, students.